So welcome back, everybody. Some changes to the stream, as you can see here. I've got the new company venture kind of along the top. Uh, got LinkedIn on the far left, a QR code that you can scan and get all the links to all my information, or there's the URL there. So if you like what you hear today, it'd be awesome if you could subscribe, like the video, put some comments in, anything to help the algorithm, boost me up a little bit against all the other stuff that's out there. But anyway, yeah, today we're going to do something a little different. It's we'll experiment with this and see how this works out. But basically, we are going to do something called Worth It, Watch It, or Rethink It. Okay, so this is going to be a new series that I do for this video where we talk about dieting and exercise myths, or not necessarily always myths, but things that you hear about. You hear a lot of people say, and you kind of wonder, that sounds good. I wonder if that really works. So that's what I kind of want to cover. So today, specifically on Worth It, Watch It, Rethink It, we're going to break down one of the most common approaches I hear about when I'm talking to people about trying to lose weight or trying to improve their health, and it's essentially what I call the cheat day. We'll start with day, and then we'll talk about meals. But basically, it's the cheat day approach, and it works a little bit like this. So essentially, what it is people will eat less all week. So they'll cut all they'll cut a lot of food out during, or maybe do intermittent fasting or something like that during the week. And then essentially on the weekend, they'll pick a day. Usually it's Saturday, sometimes it's Sunday, and they will essentially eat whatever they want. And that's their cheat day. So during the week, cut out a bunch of food. And then on the weekend, one day they pick to eat whatever they want. And, it sounds great. And so, I wonder if you all have ever done this. If anybody's ever done that, put that in the comments and let me know if you've had good experience with it. But on this one, I'm going to rate it as watch it. Okay. This absolutely can work for you. And I'm going to tell you how it does work, when it can work for you. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about how it won't work for you. So, So essentially, let's get some ground rules in place first. So the core problem with losing weight is that we have to eat less than our body uses. Okay, so that to lose weight, there's no getting around it. You have to eat less than your body uses. Now you can twist that around a bunch of different ways. You can say, well, I can eat more if I exercise more. Absolutely, yeah, that does work. Although there's some studies now that are actually showing that if you exercise more, eating less is actually more effective than trying to exercise more. But I'll save that for a future one. But because I haven't dove into the science specifically, but it's interesting. But yeah, so basically the cheat day theory. So fundamentally, we have to eat less than our body uses on a regular basis, okay? So in order to make this cheat day thing work, is essentially you have to, if we break down the math, it takes about 3,000 calories burned for 1 pound of fat, okay? So let's say that, let's set this up super easy. Let's use an example here. Let's say that you've figured out that if you eat 2,000 calories a day, every day, consistently, you will lose 1 pound a week. Let's just say that, for example. And the best way to tell this is to track what you eat and then take your weight every day, first thing in the morning when you wake up, go to the bathroom and go weigh in every morning, strip down to your underwear and weigh in. So basically you're trying to eliminate as many variables as possible, right? You're trying to take out as much, like, oh, I was wearing a baggy shirt that day. Well, that added half a pound. You're trying to eliminate all that stuff. So first thing in the morning, get up, go to the bathroom, strip down to your underwear, and get on the scale and write that down. Write that down for 2 weeks. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to average out what you eat with your scale weight for 2 weeks and trend that weight. And that will tell you if 2,000 calories a day will net loss in X, right? And that X is the weight loss. So once you do that, let's just say that you've done all that and you're eating 2,000 calories a day. And if you eat 2,000 calories a day for 2 weeks straight, both weeks you lost 1 pound on average. Okay, cool. So now let's say that you want to implement this Saturday cheat day. Okay, so you've been good for 2 weeks. You're ready to you've lost some initial weight. Now there's going to be some weight that comes off at first that's a lot faster than 1 pound. That's mostly water. So you kind of have to watch that a little bit. But let's just keep it simple. So you figured out 2,000 calories a day, I can lose a pound a week. So now you want to implement this Saturday cheat day. So you're going to say, okay, I want to eat double on Saturday what I eat on each day during the week. So I want to eat 4,000 calories on Saturday, and then Monday through Friday and Sunday, I will eat 2,000 less calories divided by 6. So what is that? That's like 300. Let's call it 400 calories. So that means every day except Saturday, you have to eat 1,600 calories a day in order to be able to eat 4,000 calories on Saturday. Okay. Now, if you've ever tracked your calories, 1,600 calories is not a lot of calories. Okay. I've been down to 1,600 calories, and I can tell you that is not a lot of food. It's not. It's very difficult, and I can tell you straight up, trying to survive off 1,600 calories a day sucks. As a man, it sucks. As a woman, I think it sucks too. So anybody, it sucks. 1,600 calories a day is brutal. So for it to be effective, you have to eat 1,600 calories a day, and then on Saturday, you can eat 4,000 calories a day. Okay. So where does this go wrong? Okay. Where does this go wrong? There's a myriad of ways of that this can go wrong. First, you have to be very exact with your math and your counting calories, and it's very strict, meaning not just counting calories, but you also need to weigh your food. Yeah, 1,800 calories is rough. Absolutely, Dylan. Yeah, I've been to 1,800. 1,800. You're right. Anything under 2,000 feels like suck for me across the board. Like it just sucks. Like it all sucks equally below that because you're basically not eating any carbs, and it sucks. So basically, yeah, you have to track all your food every day. You have to weigh all your food, and you have to log it all and make sure that you're really eating 1,600 calories a day. The other thing you got going against you is that not food labels are not correct. They are best guess estimates. I've heard that they can be anywhere between 20 to 80% incorrect, which is bizarre. But anyway, it's the best thing we have, so it's not terrible. But let's just eliminate that for a minute. So you have to weigh and count everything you eat. Not only on those 6 days, but you also have to do that on Saturday. Because if you're trying to eat 4,000 calories and you're thinking, I'm going to eat double on Saturday, the chances are you're going to overshoot 4,000 calories. Okay. So let's take that example for a minute. Let's say you get all week, you're perfect. 1,600 calories a day, you're perfect. And then you accidentally eat 6,000 calories on Saturday. So basically you ate 3 times the amount. Okay. So now you ate a 4,000 calorie surplus. So 4,000 divided by 6. What is that? 4,000 divided by 6. Why can't I do math? Okay, let's do the calculator so I don't sit here like a moron. So 4,000 calories divided by 6. Okay. So you would have had to cut out 667 calories every day. That means you would have had to have been eating 1,340 calories every day to make up for that. So do you kind of see how this is going wrong? Okay. Number one, it's easy to make mistakes in your calorie counting. It's easy to make mistakes that you forget to log something. The app you're using to log is wrong. Like that happens a lot too. So lots of things can go wrong in this. And that's why I typically don't see this working very well for people, is because either they don't cut calories enough during the week, or they go way too off the chain on that one cheat day. So if you're just starting out, don't do this. Okay, I would consider this to be a more advanced method of trying to lose weight. I just don't see this method effective for most people. The other problem with this method is that once you have a taste of the good stuff, it's very hard, at least for me, to cut that off. Okay, what do I mean by that? So let's say you're really good, Monday through Friday, and you know that cheat day is coming Saturday. What are you thinking about all those days? You're thinking about all the awesome food that you're going to eat on that Saturday, and you built it up in your mind. So then you go at it. You hit the McDonald's McGriddle in the morning with the Starbucks, right there. That's like 2,000 calories right there, depending on what you get. So that's brutal. So you've already blown half your calorie allotment in one meal. So, and then that tastes so good. You go to Chick-fil-A on Saturday afternoon and you get a 12 count and a sandwich, large fries, a milkshake, and something else. Okay, well, you just blew out another 2,000. Okay, so you're already at your calorie allotment. You're a host, right? You don't get to eat the rest of the day, but nope, you keep going. And then Saturday night, you go out to eat and you get a ribeye steak and a baked potato with all the fixings in it. You get salad with Caesar dressing on top of it, and you get a dessert. All right, now you're up to 6 to 7, even maybe 8,000 calories. So, and then Sunday morning you wake up and you notice like, oh, wow, I can't feel my hands. And that's from the amount of water and salt increase that you took in. And you get on the scale and you're horrified because you just gained like 7 to 8 pounds back. That has a psychological impact, and it just spirals out of control from there. So, like I said, I don't generally recommend this method for people when they're first starting out. It's very complex. It's hard to do. It takes a lot of math and a heck of a lot of self-discipline. And when you're first starting out, you just don't have that discipline. You might be really excited to do it and stuff, but the minute you get your sample on of the good stuff, you fall off the train. It's just not good. So what's my verdict on this? Definitely watch it. Leaning towards Rethink It would be my thing there. So yeah, not an approach that can work for most people, but anyway, it is something that people do. I do hear it a lot. I just don't see it work a whole lot. So if you've got a diet approach that you have in mind that you're thinking about trying, drop them in the comments and let's talk about it. Or if you have a question about this or don't agree with me at all on this, put it in the comments. I think that's definitely good to talk through this method. And if you think this can work for you, yeah, absolutely, you could try it. There's definitely, I did a lot of things on my diet without trying it. Or by trying it and seeing that it either worked or didn't work for me, and then I would just adjust from there. So yeah, so that's kind of today's topic. I wanted to cover that before we kind of get into any questions, but any questions before we get into it? And while I'm waiting for questions, just one thing I want to plug is if you want to ask me questions like this one, you can book time with me. Actually, I just opened up a free consult offer or thing that I'll do. I do charge for an hour session, but for a 15-minute session, I'm actually giving that away for free. So you can use the LinkedIn or the Linktree. Where is it? I think it's over here. You can use that Linktree link there. At the top, there's a 15-minute consult that you can book. It's a Calendly app. You just book it. And then we'll have a call over Teams, and you can ask me whatever question you want, and you can get more information. If you like the kind of stuff I'm sharing here, you can get some more information from me, and I'd be happy to set up a follow-up with you. But it's something I want to offer people, because $75 for a full hour, it's a lot of money, especially these days. So I want to offer kind of a try before you buy to make sure that there's a lot of people out there sharing a lot of different information that may either work for you or not work with you, and personalities clash, stuff like that. So I want to make sure that I offer something that that is palatable for people. And yeah, that's it. But that's the core of Ironspire Health. If you weren't here last week when I kind of talked about this, basically my company is very simple. We try to help people get healthy, and that's through small changes in their lifestyle to make changes over time and improve their health over time. So basically just changing the trajectory of your health. So if your health is going downhill because you're gaining weight, your blood sugar's high, your blood pressure's high, et cetera, don't try to tackle all those things at once. It's harder to do it that way, and not a lot of people succeed, and that's why it's so hard to lose weight. So those small changes, and I can help you with those small changes. All right, so let's take a look at the questions. All right. Okay. Yeah, Billy. So your ex-trainer did that. Yeah, absolutely. So a trainer, somebody who's been in the field for a long time, who's very familiar with counting calories and tracking calories and things like that, they could make it work. In fact, in the bodybuilding world, there are things called cheat meals, and so let me talk a little bit about cheat meals. So in the bodybuilding world, especially on the bulk, right, or in a growth phase for bodybuilders, they will do this cheat meal where essentially if they've been dieting for a while, or if they're trying to push their weight up to put on more muscle, they will have these high calorie meals. Usually at the end of the day is when I like to tell people to do a meal like that, because it kind of goes back to what we were talking about before, where if you do that meal first thing in the morning, you get that taste of that awesome food, and then you just keep eating that kind of stuff all day and you blow it out of the water. Whereas if you put that meal at the very end, then it definitely helps. Opinion on protein-packed snacks. Yeah, so Dylan, good question, man. Thanks for joining too. Good to see you, son. Yeah, so protein everything is the new thing, which is great. Like, I think it's really good that we're all trying to take in more protein. It's the basic building block for our organ repair, muscle repair, building new muscle, repairing tissue, repairing busted ligaments and different things like that. It's an important building block of our body, and we can't make some of the pieces of the proteins, and we have to get that through other sources like our food, for example. So what the industry's done is they've figured this out. Like, hey, let's put protein in everything. So you got high protein Pop-Tarts. You got that's probably the funniest one I've seen is Pop-Tarts has high protein. I think the big thing about it is make sure to read the ingredients of those high protein snacks, okay? And look at the type of protein that's in them, okay? Not everybody can consume a lot of protein or high amounts of protein, especially protein blends, okay? What do I mean by that? So you have different types of protein sources, right? You have whey isolate, you have whey concentrate, you have milk proteins. There's a bunch of different ones in there, and different people's stomach digestion system can handle different proteins. Okay. Oh, wow. There's a new Kraft macaroni and cheese extra protein. There you go. Yeah. So mac and cheese extra protein. Yeah. So cheese does give you a protein. So that is actually a decent protein source. The caution I would have, though, is that what is the quality of that protein, right? So if it's a lot of milk protein, if you have a problem with like digesting milk, that may not work well for you. So maybe something like a protein isolate, a whey isolate, may be better for you. It's a little more expensive, but it's easier to digest typically for people. Pea protein is another one that you can look into. I don't know too much about pea proteins. I think my brother-in-law Mike knows way more about pea proteins than I do. I tend to go straight with whey and animal meats to get my proteins because I just don't have any problems digesting those. But pea protein is a good one. I know the vegetarians in the room will get their proteins from vegetables. The rub there is that you usually have to eat them in large quantities, and you have to be very smart about what vegetables and food sources you combine together. Okay. So like lentils and this and, et cetera and that. I'm not an expert in a vegetarian diet. I don't follow a vegetarian diet, so I'm probably not the best person to talk to about vegetarian diets. But yeah, take a look at the protein types that are in it and just try them and experiment with them and see how your stomach is. If you notice that you get some bloating or your bathroom habits change to the worse, you may want to try to avoid that kind of thing. The other thing I'd say too is what else is in there, right? So if you look at the ingredient label and you're seeing a lot of high fructose corn syrup, you're seeing a lot of sucralose, lots of sugar alcohols, xanthan gum, a lot of those kind of sweetener additives in there. Some people can handle those. Some people cannot. I seem to be fine with those, except for sugar alcohols. If I try to eat sugar alcohols, anything over 10 grams a day will just rock my face. Like my gut will explode when I eat too many of those. So you got to watch that. The other thing I'd say is look for the saturated fat, man. Like a lot of times to make these products taste good, they add a lot of sugar, high fructose corn syrup, and a lot of saturated fats. And what does that lead to? A lot of visceral fat. And visceral fat is the fat we do not want. That's the fat around our organs. That is a bad thing. It's very hard on our body, and it's not fun. The other thing it affects is your glucose. So if you're getting your blood test and your A1C is going up and your glucose numbers are going up, your triglycerides are going up, that's a concern too. So you need to kind of look at the label and don't just buy because it says protein on the front. Look at what kind of protein it is, what are the sources, and then look at what the other ingredients are, specifically the makeup of saturated fats and added sugars. I think that's important too. Tofu. Yeah, I know a lot of people eat tofu. I don't partake. Like I said, I'm more of an animal animal meat whey guy. Yeah. Yeah, Billy, yeah, low carb, small portion kind of works for me. Yeah, absolutely. Like that's a good way to go. I think you do also have to watch, those small portions. Like for example, you may think you're eating a small portion of rice. Unfortunately, rice is one of those very calorically dense foods where you can eat a bowl of rice and it's easily 500 to 600 calories in a cup of rice. So you have to be careful with that, yeah, because you can overdo it. I love rice. Sirloin rice and some teriyaki sauce, pineapple, and some salt, and even a little bit of honey in there. I will crush that all day long. Like I will eat the crap out of some beef and rice. So it's good stuff. Yeah, cool. All right, what other questions we got going in here? All right. Golo. Yeah, I don't know much about Golo, but yeah, Golo. I think it's digestive stuff like digestive stuff. No rice. Yeah, I love rice. I would die without rice.
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, great bulking for the hard gainers. Pretty dangerous on the cut. Yeah, Dylan knows what's up. He's been on the cut and the bulk. He knows what's up. Carbs, bad for you. Yeah. For some people, higher fat diets, higher protein diets do better. Absolutely. Yeah, if you're not doing like a lot of cardio, like a lot of running or a lot of weight training and things like that, you may want to lean away from carbs. Use carbs as a fuel source versus a main food source. Yeah, I think that's all good stuff. Cool. All right. Well, like I said, that's kind of the topic for today. Is this worth it? Watch it, rethink it. Let me know if you like this. I mean, if this is if this is kind of a good format, let me know. I'm going to try to do 2 posts a week. So on Tuesdays, I'll put another diet or training myth out there and kind of just give my take on it, and I'll broadcast that across Facebook, Instagram, etc. You can check out my link tree. That's got all my links in it. And then we'll pick either that topic or we'll pick one that you put in the comments of that one. So if you have an idea or you have something that you're wondering about, put it in the comments of any of those posts. I'll pick it up and then I'll check with you before I do it. But I'd love to cover it in our next video. So if you like this, please subscribe, like the video, comment. And come join us every Saturday morning. I do this 10 a.m. Central, like every morning we do this. So you can ask any question you want, and I'm happy to answer it. No pressure there. Yeah. Pre-workout and other stimulants for a live stream. Yeah, absolutely, Dylan. Yeah. I think that's a great one. Let me make sure to take that one down. Because that's something I'm actually struggling with myself a little bit right now. Is I think I'm using too much caffeine. I'm not against caffeine, but I definitely I feel like I've been taking in a little bit too much caffeine lately. I'm pretty good about no caffeine after 2 p.m. kind of thing. I'm pretty good about that, so it doesn't mess up my sleep. But I do think overall milligram per day, I think I am struggling a little bit there. I need to get better about that. Yeah, link tree. Yeah, that's that link in the. I guess that's the lower left of the screen. I think that's right. You can take a picture of that with your phone, and that'll take you to it. And basically, it's just a list of all my links. So it's my Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Threads. And I'm kind of just getting started with Ironspire Health, so a lot of the content isn't there today. But on Facebook, we do have a page where I post all this. So that page is also linked on that link tree. So if you're not following that page, go check it out. I post these things pretty regularly. So thanks, AJ. Appreciate your support, man. All right. So good talk today. I think it's been great. Like I said, if you like this, subscribe, comment, and like it. And join us every Saturday, 10 a.m. Bring your questions, make those comments. And if you're on your health journey, keep up the great work. I know you can do it. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks a lot.